You're listening to Hackers IRL. We're the people the news pretends are a single character. We are not. We pop shells, walk our dogs, fight with our printers, and somehow ship the work. This show is voicemails. Brain dumps from our side of the wire about whatever's on our minds. The line stays open. Up next, Panda with Assura, the superheroes of cybersecurity. Here's their story.
Hey guys, it's Panda. Just out walking my dog, and I don't know, I had a random thought. So, was having a discussion with my CTO today. We were tearing apart something that I made with an AI model, and he was just kind of curious for me to share the prompt. And I basically pointed him at the code, and had, walked him through having the AI disassemble that, break it into bits and pieces, document it, and allow him to modify it and kind of turn it into his own thing. It brought up just kind of an interesting thought, point, whatever, in my head that I wanted to talk about, which is that in the world today, a lot of stuff has shifted with AI, obviously, but we don't always talk about kind of the impacts on, I guess, software. Well, some people are, but we're at a point where there's a lot of people making their own software, specifically from requirements, or RFCs, basically documents that guide you on how a technology should work that don't provide any specific implementation details. Same thing if a piece of a product is open source, and there's other pieces that aren't, or there's an open source project out there that, I maybe don't like what it's running in and want to port it to something else, or, play with that code, whatever which way. It's all very, very easy with AI now. I've rewritten closed sources of components that I've reverse engineered, and then all kinds of stuff there. I guess the point that I want to make is, the lines have shifted, and not just from a what can we do perspective. Some of this stuff has gotten so easy that, I don't take the same level of effort to protect it. So, obviously there's the things that, you would want to protect, sensitive data and everything else around that. But, the IP secret sauce of, the way your dashboard looks, or, the algorithm behind, a specific risk score, or that kind of thing that's been so baked into our industry for years and years and years now. That the value of that, being an independent thing that I purchased from you, has just tanked, because I can build my own thing now however I want, and just kind of, mash bits and pieces of ideas from other tools that I've used. So it's almost like the real moat nowadays isn't, who can, the barriers to entry have gone down so much that almost everyone has access to at least some level of this tooling. So the real moat now is just doing, and the limitation, so actually writing the code, and the limitation is that the feedback loop that you get, while you're making iterations on your product. So, anyway, that being said, just get out there and build stuff. And as far as securing it, because I want to talk about that, being that this is a cybersecurity focused podcast, beyond just working with your AI, and giving it some more additional cybersecurity context to dig into. The main thing that I find, vibe coded apps struggle with is just that the AI didn't have good enough context to understand where access is appropriate between different roles. So it's like really, really notoriously bad at row level security. So if you use row level security in the vibe coded project, check it. I will say that, you can prompt your AI all day. You can also prompt your AI to run hacking tools. You can do all kinds of different stuff, but at the end of the day, whatever you do with that AI, I still recommend running, knowing the industry tools, whether that's Burp or, Nikto or something else, to dig into what you have out there, do an Nmap scan, of your external space if you're on, continuous compute, and then just poke at each port. There's no easy button. As you delve further down into building stuff, you're going to need to learn how to hack and secure it. However, AI does definitely help if you don't know where to start there. So that's a plus. Anyway, I am going to get back to building some projects and doing some more security work, have some dinner, and I hope you have a great night, and take care. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Hackers IRL. Background music is Simplicity by Macroform. If you've got a story of your own, a breach, a leak, a close call, or just something on your mind, join us. Call 904-915-HACK. That's 904-915-4225. Up to 10 minutes. Choose to preserve your OPSEC, and we distort your voice before anyone hears it. End of transmission.